Losses from their past 4 games. Melbourne's premiership credentials have been brought into question. But today, several of their big names return from injury for a crucial encounter. The Kangaroos may not be a part of the September makeup, but right now they are one of the AFL's informed teams, winning 5 of their past 8 matches. Hi everyone, welcome along to Fox Footy Sunday. Great to have you with us from the MCG on a simply delightful winter Sunday in Melbourne. Almost a touch of springtime though in the air. The finals just around the corner. Clinton Grimus along with Jared Healy, Wayne Carey and Scott Cummings with you for quite simply one of Melbourne's most important matches for a very long time. The stakes for the Demons today are quite simple. Win and they are 3rd on the ladder with 2 games to play. Lose and they are 7th. The difference between the double chance or knockout finals through September, that's what's up for grabs today for the Demons. For the Kangaroos, good news this week with Glenn Archer announcing that he'll play on for 1 more year. He's a late withdrawal from the team today. There won't be another year, you would think, for Sav Rocker. He's got greater things in mind, but what a career he has had. Today, game number 100. That means he becomes the 28th player in VFL AFL history to play 100 games with 2 clubs. But is this what's in mind for Sav from now? 33 in November, a career change awaits as he pursues an NFL career. What will he have in store for us this afternoon? For more on the teams, we send it on upstairs. Here's Jared and Wayne.
Good on you, Clinton. Yes, looking forward to seeing Big Savaloy. Let's hope he can produce a few of those magical torps. But speaking of magic, the magic back into the Demons side. Travis Johnson back in, Aaron Davey back in, Russell Robinson back in, and Matty Whelan in defence as well. It augurs well for a Demon victory, but up against the Kangaroos, it's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, look, there's a lot of question marks being asked about the Demons. Like you said, some important inclusions. So you'd expect the Demons to win, but as we know, finals just around the corner. The muscles tighten up a little bit, Jared.
They certainly do. Watt's had a resurgence in the last half of the season. David Neitso, he is still one of the match winners for the Demons. Want to see Brad Miller playing today and playing well.
Been impressed with Drew Petrie. Ever since he's gone down back, he's been the informed Kangaroo.
And Matthew Bate, a good young player to keep an eye on. Brock McLean, well, he gives them that real diesel-like energy in the middle of the ground. Brad Green and Daniel Ward, good lieutenants. You'd reckon Brady Rawlings would get McLean, such as his stature in the game.
Another player that's impressed, I think, in the second part of the year has been Harris. Daniel Wells probably been a little bit quieter of late, but James McDonald, Colin Sylvia said yesterday he'd be leading the best and fairest at Melbourne, so that's a big tip.
Statistically, he's right up there with the top chances for the All-Australian. Cameron Bruce is another match winner. Can play half-back, can play on ball. But Nathan Thompson, speaking of match winners, he just has to be stopped if the Demons are to win.
And Big Sav Rocker there at full forward has worked for them. Been a little bit critical about the 2 big fellas on that same forward line, but has worked over the last few weeks.
And a good match-up with Nathan Carroll as we take a look at the coach and the interchange bench. Ed Lower comes in for his 3rd game. And, of course, Troy Makepeace also a late inclusion. And for the Demons, well, what a talented bench that is.
Oh, no doubt about that. Uzo can play anywhere. Russell Robinson back in the side. Big inclusions for the Ds. But a lot of question marks still to be answered, Jared.
Well, let's have a look at it from a numbers perspective. The numbers game suggests that this is going to be a one-sided match, but as we know, Kangaroos have been in great recent form, as Clinton said. Down the bottom, the 1%ers is what's been missing to some degree, as have a couple of their real gun players, and I guess they go hand in hand. But the errors per game, I think, Kangaroos 16th, the Demons 7th. If the Kangaroos are to get better over the next year or 2, that number has to come down. And if the Demons are to win the flag, that number has to get higher as well.
No, that's right. And then you can see tackles and 1%ers, the Demons ranked 1. That's why they've been the informed team throughout at stages during the year, not so over the last couple of weeks.
What about a tip for you as we get back to Clinton?
Look, I'm going to go against my old club and go with the Demons.
Yeah, if the Demons get on fire at Clinton, they could be looking for a big win, but the Kangaroos have been resolute of late.
Good on you, gents. Look forward to joining you upstairs in just a moment. Although it's so nice down here, I'm tempted to stay down here with Scotty for the afternoon. It's going to be a ripping match. Demons and the Kangaroos live and exclusive on Fox Footy Sunday. The opening bounce is coming up next.
Adam Simpson goes long. Where's Carey? There he is. I think Wayne Carey will kick his first goal of this quarter, and he will kick 11 tonight. 11 goals, 2 in an unbelievable performance, and that's how easy it is.
How did that get in there? But you just want to relive the glory days a little bit by taking over production qualities now.
Well, I didn't know that was in there, Clinton. I'm very embarrassed. Very embarrassed.
A 113-point win 10 years ago. That man's going to be captain of the Kangaroos today. Brady Rawlings. Adam Simpson won't play the remaining 3 matches. Both he and Shannon Grant already being primed for next year. So the captaincy is going to be rotated. Rawlings today. Game number 100 in the Kangaroos jumper for Sav Rocker. Speaking of jumpers, this man's got a collection of them from various clubs. Scott Cummings, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. And like you said earlier on, Clinton, what a magnificent day we've got here for footy. The sun is shining. There is very little breeze. Now, let me point it out straight away. There is very little breeze down here. I've walked the entire oval. Took me 10, 15 minutes, but I got there, and it will just favour the left of screen and make it a little bit easier to kick goals to the left, but overall it won't be a massive difference. Massive game here for Melbourne, plus the Kangaroos, a couple of milestone players. We're all set for an absolute beauty, boys. Have a great day.
Indeed, Scott. Thanks for that. David Neitz has been waiting a while. Brady Rawlings has forgot that as captain you've got to do the coin toss, and he's about to arrive on the scene now for the toss of the coin before we check the AFL ladder as it stands, entering the final day of round 20.
Okay, that's a head.
And Brady Rawlings winning the coin toss. So to the right of screen, the City and the Roos in this opening term. The AFL ladder right now is as tight as you can imagine for positions 3 through to 8. The top 8 is confirmed. Look, Geelong, slight mathematical chance, but that's all. The top 8 will be the final 8. Melbourne win today, they go above Fremantle on percentage, lose, and they stay where they are. The Kangaroos, by the way, could leapfrog both Brisbane and Port Adelaide. But can you remember, so late in the season, so much riding on it by way of double chance versus knockout elimination final.
No, and that's why this game's so important today. Every side that's had a chance to consolidate a spot in that top 4 has fallen over. Jared?
Yeah, Melbourne have got 2 tough games to finish with. In round 22, I think they've got to go over to Amy and take on the Crows. So they have got, they've just got to win this match. It's as simple as them. I don't think they can win the flag from the bottom half of the top 8, but I reckon they're absolutely a chance to win the flag if they can somehow secure that top 4 position. I think they're the only side in Melbourne that's got the running power and the strike power up forward to take the major title.
Well, the Saints and the Bulldogs, who are travelling okay. Saints getting beaten, obviously, but they've just got too many injuries.
They were 11-4 after round 15. The Demons lost to Freo by nearly 5 goals, beat the Bulldogs, but they lost 2. That loss to Carlton at Telstra Dome could be an important one, and then lost here to Sydney last week when they went inside 50 just 30 times for the match. That's their lowest ever total since those statistics have been recorded. There's Holland and Thompson getting involved. Remember Thompson last time these 2 clubs met, and Rocker goes into Holland from the start and gives away a free. Well, we said this was going to be a big game, and tempers running high before the opening bounce. There's the siren. It'll be a Melbourne free kick.
Big Sav pumped up in his 100th game for the Kangaroos.
Oh, yeah.
He's given away a free kick.
We're away with Brock McLean getting the handball, kicking Melbourne inside 50. There's Bate in a wrestle. And the Kangaroos a chance to clear early. Schwartz working with Ferrito. Wide to the outer side. Rivers was good last week. This is Bartram, a rising star contender. Now McDonald. Kick a poor one, smothered by Hale. It will be hot early. Our umpires Scott McLaren, Matthew Nichols and Matthew Head wide for sound as always on Fox Footy Sunday as Makepeace to Rawlings to Wells.
Good running.
This man's as quick as they come. Plays on, sweeping handball for Sainsbury.
Oh, well done, Carroll.
Great pressure there from Carroll. And did not give away a free. Receives it via Holland and they clear the danger zone.
Had the courage to leave his man. That was terrific play.
Oh.
Casey Green just charging on. He started on the bench. A very early rotation from the Roos as White, the soccer forward. But the Kangaroos, the virtues of playing in front. This is Lee Brown.
And Scotty Cummings, a couple of big-name players starting on the bench for the Demons.
Yeah, spot on. Neil Danaher's rest, well, starting with Anamusa on the bench and Russell Robinson just waiting for the sting to go out. He's obviously read the opening of this game beautifully and let them in when they can.
Lowers kick inside the 50, marked well by Ribs of the Demons.
And he's a good player.
Yeah, that's what he does so well. Plays off his man, knows how to read the play.
Bit of a slip there from Brock McLean, opens the door. Harvey had that terrific running goal against the Eagles last week. Delivering to half forward. This is lower from the 50. Gives it a ride. just misses to the right-hand side.
Well, they haven't got the big one on the board yet, the Kangaroos, but their run has set out the challenge to Melbourne. They've come in with a great running side, Melbourne. Kangaroos didn't think they'd have this level of run in them, but they have been on fire in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, Brady Rawlings, who usually gets the big job, he's running around with Cameron Bruce.
Here's Holland in the Neats direction. Petrie with the assignment on the Demon spearhead.
And without stating the bleeding obvious, as we know, if David Neats bangs this through, he usually has a good day. And he's one of the best from this distance if he nails that first goal.
He had 4 kicks only here last week against Sydney and kicked 4 goals. Has 48 for the season. This to give Melbourne a chance to strike first. And he misses to the near side.
Well, let's see whether... let's see how he kicks them.
I'll tell you, he's had a great year. A bloke whose reputation sometimes I don't think has kept pace with his performance, and that's Ben Holland. Today he's on Nathan Thompson, big job, and he's just continually been successful at big jobs this season.
He has done a pretty good job. I think one of the things with Ben, he probably has to get more of the ball from that position, from centre-half back.
And his success has helped shut out Alistair Nicholson and Clint Bizzle this year. Yet to play a game. Here's Holland, active on half-back, feeding McDonald. Now can go short. Well, that's short. Johnston, that was clever. Travis, the welcome back kick, not a good one, intercepted by Corey Jones.
Surprised that wasn't a right footer from Travis Johnson.
That's it, Corey. Jones cleverly drops it off short, and Thompson should provide the opening goal.
And that was great play by Nathan Thompson. He was involved in the handball initially that Travis Johnson ended up getting hold of. It got turned over, but the fact that he's way outside 50, he's in that contest. He doesn't just revolve around the ball there. He runs back into the space. More often than not, that's where you can find some space, running back towards goal rather than towards the ball carrier.
He was off balance when he kicked it, Travis Johnson. It looked to be a right footer, but I'm sure the coach will have a chat to him about that.
Thompson opens the goal-kicking account this afternoon. Back in round 5, he kicked 5 for the Kangaroos. Controversially brought himself off the ground late in the game. As we have another look at Travis Johnston, did well to retain possession before turning it over.
I think he had someone on his right foot.
You're spot on. You're right.
Smothered.
Yep, he had to protect the right side because that's where the smother was coming from. So it was a good choice in the end, but not such a great kick.
Opening goal for the Kangaroos.
And that just goes back to that initial graphic we had on mistakes. 7th at the moment, the Demons, and that's just a pure mistake. Doesn't make too many of them, Travis Johnson, but it was costly.
Hale, Harvey, Harris. Out wide, Wells being pursued by McDonald. And giving away a free. That's just the 5th free kick Daniel Wells has given away all season. Hasn't missed a match.
And that's a lot of showing him a lot of respect by putting James McDonald onto him.
Yeah. Ward driving it long inside the 50. Miller starting in the forward line, but that's a good mark by Burrito getting back into the pack. To the acting skipper today in Rawlings in front of Petrie. He'll burn off Neats.
Great running from Petrie. He just charged, having a good year as well after a slow start.
Gets the kick to half forward. Corey Jones on the slide.
He's had a very good 6 weeks along with Corey Jones.
Jones, this kick sending it very wide and touched right on the line by Thompson to affect the boundary throw-in.
He's become a versatile player, Corey Jones. He's played a lot off half-back over the last 6 weeks. We can see, we saw that he kicked some goals last week. He's starting forward again this week. But Drew Petrie's the one that has really jumped out of the ground playing in defence.
Ward kicks to space beneath the members. Davies matched up by Sinclair early, overrunning at the pair. Harvey brought down by Bartram. Got it away, lower, quick hands. Burrito finding an opening. Sansbury coming off a career-high game by way of numbers last week, and Thompson is going to have a second shot at goal. It's against Holland.
Doesn't matter.
Well, it was an accident. I think that's what Ben Holland is saying. They clip legs, but the umpire is saying accidents count.
It's a trick, so it's got to pay a free kick.
Matthew Head with the decision. And so Thompson can have a think about a second here. 5th in the best and fairest at Arden Street last season, and will be right in that frame again. And he's given the Kangaroos a 2-goal lead.
Well, a very impressive start by the Kangaroos. I think the questions will be raised in the box of Melbourne. There's the trip. It was an accident, as you saw. And as the umpire said, accidents count. Very tall up forward, though, and they're getting a lot of run out of defence, the Kangaroos. So maybe the brains trust of the Demons will be thinking, we've got to get Jamar off, or we've got to get one of the tools from the forward line off and get another defensive runner in there. Somebody who can crumb, somebody who can put tackles on.
White had a good run at it. Failed to make contact. Kangaroos away. Touch ball off the boot of McConnell. Another go for the young Roos. Lower on the run for number 3. What a start! Ed Lower with his first goal in AFL football, and these Kangaroos have come to play.
Yeah, look, the Kangaroos have had the ball inside 50 7 times and kicked 3 goals, 1. It's not about strike rate. You're not going to go at that all day, but they're switched on, the Kangaroos, the Demons. I tend to agree with you, Jared, with their defence, but at this stage they probably haven't got it in there often enough. The Kangaroos are killing them all over the ground.
Well, they've got to get back to business. The Demons out of the centre, they just have not had too much impact, whether it be the centre bounces or just through the middle of the ground. They're just getting run off their feet. The Kangaroos are positive. They're playing proactive footy, and the challenge has been set down whether Melbourne want to play in the top half of the finals or not.
And a couple of young Kangaroos. Here's another in Swallow coming through. The Roos fielding their youngest midfield for a very long time without Simpson and Grant. They're equal to the challenge early as a terrific punch is provided by Ferrito away from bait for a boundary throw-in.
It's amazing what happens to sides, and I know I'm not just talking about Melbourne here, but just in general, the sides that are going into the finals and have that chance to pinch that top 4 spot, they're tightening up.
Whelan wrapped up by Harris and also Swallow. Demons get away, though. This is Jones taking them on, balancing, kicking long, 1 out, Neats in front.
Good grab. And 50.
And it will be 50.
Frustrating. And a pretty dumb decision there by Drew Petrie.
Now you lose it. 50 metres. Let's go. It's all right, David. Got the 50, mate. Got the 50. Let's go. Come on. Come on.
Well, again, feelings just a little bit high out there, and David Neats will be very happy to kick this from the goal line.
And Jeff White's run off the ground. Russell Robertson comes on, and that'll mean that Jamar goes into the ruck.
Neats converts. Has some words with Drew Petrie. Brown and Miller, 2 usually fiery customers. The peacemakers there.
And that goal more significant than what people think. David Neats takes a strong mark outside 50. We saw him miss one on 50 before.
Yep.
This is a strong mark. Goes back, gets 50 metres. That's significant just for their setup, for David Neats' confidence, for the whole Melbourne Footy Club. That's costly, Drew Petrie.
Jamar into the ruck. So all of a sudden the chemistry a little bit different. And with him, Nathan Jones, youngster. Brock McLean and Travis Johnson in there, adding a little bit of polish.
You better be careful.
Yeah, crowd getting frisky.
The other thing that signs like this, Petrie knows he's not going into finals. Now, he's not going to deliberately get reported, but David Neats has to be careful.
Harris paddling it forward. Swallow does well. Handball to Harris, to Green. The overlap is on. Rawlings kicking deep. On in the goal square behind play. The crowd at the other end of the ground getting involved. Boundary throw in. A player went down. It was Neats.
Petrie went down.
Nichols is there.
Let's worry about playing footy, all right? David, you've been around long enough, mate, all right? Let's worry about playing footy.
Throw in at the Kangaroo attacking zone. 170-odd metres away. Swallow at ground level. Wrapped up.
Just back to the David Neats and Drew Petrie kerfuffle down there. As you can see here, Petrie knows that he's not going into finals. He can do whatever he wants. And David Neits just has to be careful. He just play football, don't get caught up in too much of that type of stuff with 2 weeks to go.
And Petrie was making the point, and a valid one. How come no free kick there?
And if you blow the whistle, the free kick would be where the ball is, which is right here, and the Roos would have a shot at goal. They might get it anyway. Swallow drives at goal and misses to the right-hand side.
Just a couple of players getting under the guard of the Demons. Ed Lower in his third game only. He's been impressive. Just, well, he's had 5 possessions. That's he is flying at the moment. Also Swallow, he is a good young player. Getting a bit of it as well.
And Brady Rawlings doing the job on Cameron Bruce. Cameron Bruce has not touched the ball. Brady Rawlings 4 possessions.
It's a significant start as Ward goes short. This is Brad Green. Neil Danaher said that with all the players coming back, it takes time to get the synergy in the team and for them to get their form back as well. Remember, 5 changes for this Demon team as Bate goes to Carroll, now Ward.
Well, they've pushed Cameron Bruce forward, so he's now with Ferrito, so the change has been made.
Davey.
Why didn't Davey try to take Hale on there?
Miller to Bartram. Maybe a little conscious of the hamstring way. Bartram lays the handball off. Travis Johnston gives it something and misses to the right-hand side.
Well, it's just one of those ones where Melbourne looks so much better when they're running off half-back. Davey had 1 player to beat, and he could have just about run to centre wing, and it was Hale. Normally would have done that. Maybe it is the hammy.
Sinclair hemmed in at half-back, goes short. That's okay. Bounces it up for Shannon Watt. Surprisingly quick for the tall man. Well, the bouncing skills might need some work, but that's all right. Got it on to Jones.
Good
Takes
chase.
on Jamar. Jamar prizes it clear. Play on the call. Jones goes to Green. At full stretch, couldn't hang on. Davey defers to Whelan. Now, devoid of long options downfield. That's why he's backpedaling now. Backpedaling. And still going backwards. Has to wait for something to present. And in the end, Johnston, good running.
Yeah, well played.
I'll tell you what was well done was Jamar's chase. He started 30 metres away from Melbourne's goal, and he ended up putting some pressure on 70, 80, 90 metres down the track.
Carroll to Bruce, to Bate, to Miller in the middle. Chain of handballs comes to Jones. Nice little sidestep around Lower. Goes deep for Bruce, but going back.
Geez, look at the numbers back.
Yeah, they're getting back in a hurry. They were committed to playing this season out and upsetting the finals hopes of the top 8 teams, the Kangaroos. And, well, they did that with Geelong in Canberra. They pushed West Coast last week. They've started well here, although Jones has run down. Recovers. Goes to the southern wing.
Yeah, 2 good chases by Melbourne players, but didn't lay the tackle.
Here's Ferrito. Spearing the ball to Thompson. Couldn't hang on. Whelan should mop up. Works with Holland. And now Brad Green.
Numbers up the middle.
Entertaining, free-flowing football. As White goes to Miller. Still the run provided. White drops it. Carroll. Now Green. Good vision. Bruce in space at half forward. Uze on the run from 50. Missing wildly.
Not sure whether Cameron Bruce has moved forward, but that's where he'll get a tagger.
Yes.
I think that's what he probably has to do.
Yeah, he pushed forward prior to that last centre bounce. He's now playing essentially as centre half forward.
Hamish McIntosh waiting in the back pocket. Short for Sinclair. Starting the game with the tape today. He usually finishes it with the tape on, so getting in first as McConnell. Back for Sinclair. And good strong mark. And wants to go quickly. And Schwartz, again, that tackle just couldn't bring him down.
Geez, they're doing some great support running here, the Kangaroos.
Commitment. Ferrito. And he sprayed that one going forward, although Travis Johnston opens the door for Harvey and the Kangaroos.
Well played.
Yep, does well. Gets rid of Harvey.
It's, you know, a talented player that can make a blue like he did, drop in the chest mark and then recover when someone else like Brent Harvey's in the business, in the area.
Bruce towards Uze. Oh, great stuff. And Aaron Davey will kick a goal.
What a turnaround.
And Jess Sinclair is saying to the bench as he comes off, what the heck was happening there, because he was the man who was playing on Davey.
Well,
That was a cock-up full stop, wasn't it? Because it was a massive turnaround. Travis Johnson, he made up for his little skill error and then just got it through. But this was important. Had to commit to the ball there. Adam Uze, he did that, and on the right foot, one for the archives, that right foot from Adam Uze, he got it forward.
We talk about one percenters. Also, I like to put in that the 1 metre test. And we saw down here Travis Johnson, the 1 metre test, beats Brent Harvey in a 50-50. Uze a 50-50 ball, wins that, they kick a goal.
With Sinclair off the ground, Makepeace now goes alongside of Davey. It's a goal the difference at the MCG. In this vital match for Melbourne September aspirations. McConnell to Rocker.
Okay, now the scouts are watching.
Buffalo was one team that was touted to be interested. He's not going to have a shot. He's going to the lead of Thompson, putting it over his head, but Harding should be able to keep it in. He does. Steadies on the right, hits the top of the square. Hale in a wrestle, takes the mark regardless.
No, it's just a height factor.
2 arms around the waist. He's holding me. Your hands were around there, so it's a free kick.
The height factor, just have a look. There's the arm, it's a bear hug.
Boy, there'd be a few full-backs and centre-half-backs over yesteryear that'd be looking at that. Would have had a lot more goals kicked on them.
They're rotating Hale and McIntosh.
Law, Jared.
You got 11. We saw at the start of the match. How many do you want?
I could have kicked 15 that night. Here's Hale. Roos get their 4th. They are going tall there, Jared. They rotate Hale and McIntosh along with Thompson and Rocker, so you need some tall defenders.
Well, I know coming in a couple, I think it was Russell Robinson we spoke to earlier in the week, and Big Jack. His name was certainly bandied around, according to Russell Robinson, as to whether or not they would go in with another big tall. They elected not to, and it's become a shootout of runners. But if it does become an issue up there, well, they've got extra blokes in defence where they can put a Brad Miller down there, or even a Cameron Bruce can go down and play tall.
4-2 plays 2-2. Dean Laidley, 1 and 3 head-to-head against Neil Danaher. Melbourne have won 5 of the last 6 between these two clubs over the last 4 years as White knocks it down. Miller, like seeing that charging off the line. Sainsbury, though, good recovery. Handball intercepted by White. Whelan, McDonald over the top for Godfrey. The worker drives Melbourne up to the 50. Ferrito, good use of the body. Got rid of Bate, recovers, and then nicely feeds it to Swallow. Now rolling short, and McConnell marks.
Still 7 minutes of play remaining, but this has been one of the best quarters of footy we've seen this year, I reckon.
Daniel McConnell, another of the young brigade, just his 4th senior game, to half forward, and Holland helps it over boundary throwing.
We saw Jess Sinclair come off the ground before. Troy Makepeace has gone on to Aaron Davey. He's one guy. Troy Makepeace come in today for the exclusion of Glenn Archer.
Yep.
Astounds me how Troy Makepeace can't get a regular game for the Kangaroos. He's been a terrific player over the years. And every time I see him play, he plays well.
Yeah, just his 12th senior game as Bate runs into Swallow, and we'll get a bounce.
Look at the Demons' stats. They're top ball winners. Daniel Ward, half-back. Nathan Carroll, full-back. Matthew Whelan, back-line. Clint Bartram on the wing. 5 each.
White slapping it forward. Wells, dangerous. Lurking in the shadows and kicking to the top of the square for Thompson. At his feet, Harding goes without it. Good work by Holland. Whelan to Uze, crunch, Petrie, big tackle. Great stuff. We'll get a bounce.
Was it too high? Is the question that Adam Uze was asking. Let's have another look. I think he was poleaxed.
Crowded attacking zone for the Kangaroos. McLean does well to find an opening. Drifts it out wide. Good run, Green. Now White.
Got players up the middle. Can he hook it over?
Carries it to the wing. Uses the hand pass. Green. No one is long, so that's why it's this chain of handballs. And the run eventually stopped. He's pinged for holding the ball. The Kangaroos can go on the counter-attack here. Swallows got McConnell in front. Davey closing very fast. McConnell good gather. 60 from home. The little chip kick ineffective as Ward marks. Inside of 6 minutes to play in the first quarter. Uze the wide ball for Gamer. Now Bruce. On the wing towards Miller. Brown backed himself and keeps it in.
He could afford to back himself because there were the 3 players behind him, so he knew it wasn't going anywhere, even if it had gone past him.
Good structure about the Roos today as Ferrito down the centre corridor.
Well, the structure is for the Roos. They've just got numbers behind the ball. I wouldn't say it's a full flood, but certainly getting 2 or 3 back there at any one time.
Uze to the outer wing. Miller has it fist away. Brown, good pick up. Schwartz. Kick well smothered. Good work by Bill, although Harris with the steal.
I'm not sure the Kangaroos are playing Blakes behind the ball. I think just Melbourne are playing their half-forward line well up the ground, and they're just maintaining their position.
Hasn't dived on it. Hasn't dived.
But Troy Makepeace is just dropping back. That you're having a look now. There's 3-4 players in the defensive area, and Melbourne throw Davey forward, and Cameron Bruce is up on the up amongst the pack at the moment as well.
I think it's Lee Brown is the loose for the Kangaroos.
And here he is. And he elects to kick it a good 60 or so metres, but Melbourne therefore have numbers here, and this is Bates.
Yeah, well, Bates another one. He's logistically he's a half forward.
Rivers.
And as he comes up the ground, he's got no options. Robertson on a lead.
Delivers it in that direction.
Well played.
Robertson creatively just batters it back for Miller. On to Jones from 50, long to the square. Needs getting back. One behind.
Didn't pay that, or he dropped it. Oh. Looked like he marked it from there.
Yeah.
Harding on the rebound. Kangaroos running hard. Sainsbury. Schwartz inside 50. Well, Thompson needed a good bounce. He got it. Whelan on his hammer. Play on is the call. And Melbourne can clear. Ward for Uze. Trapped by Makepeace. Goes right foot. Not a good kick. Schwartz is there. Back for Sainsbury. Now Harding. Roos pressing. Harding for Sinclair. 55 out. Blazers away. Rivers patrolling things in the goal square. We'll get it back. Now Jones has to wait.
Let him go. Don't go for. Play on.
Roos by 11 points as Green feeds Jones. Look out. Shrugs 1. Shrugs 2. Did well. Got it to Green.
New stat in footy, Clinton. The shrug.
The shrug.
Play on.
Carroll. Back for Green, who's suddenly getting a stack of it. 10 possessions already. To Miller at half forward. Big fly. We'll get a boundary throw in.
Yeah, just on a couple of occasions, I think Melbourne have given that extra handball that they haven't needed to give. That one from Green, I think he would have been better off doing a U-turn onto his left foot and running with the footy.
Jess Sinclair now nominally picking up Brad Green. The Green playing another one of those half-forward jobs, but playing high, getting up and into the defensive area.
Good defensive work by Rawlings to provide the spoil. Casey Green mops up. They can flood the outer side. There's some space out there, and Petrie wins a free against Neitz.
Into the front. Front on.
Another look.
And this is what happens when you play the players high, then you lose accountability, and that's why they're getting so many of their defending players running deep.
And not one of the better decisions by the umpire. David Neitz did not even go near Drew Petrie. He dropped it on his own accord.
Harding's handball stolen by McLean. 2 minutes to play. Engrossing opening term. Johnston. Godfrey with Sainsbury lunging. Got the kick away. Brown tried to dive on it. Opens the door. Brad Miller doesn't go for home. Sits it up. Neitz. Great defensive work by Petrie. What a revelation down back here in the second half of the season. Off for Sinclair, and the Roos are running.
Well, both sides, as we know, are just flying the ball into their forward 50, but no one really has worked out a way to maintain possession in that forward 50. Melbourne are just getting it in too quickly and not finding targets. And the Demons at the other end are flooding, causing problems for the Kangaroos.
McConnell sits it up. Melbourne have got numbers. Jamar the mark.
Melbourne have got to have just a little bit more patience through the middle of the ground, making sure they maintain possession.
Godfrey on half-back. Minute to play. And now Bate. Well, the boundary line, the best result for the D's.
And the boys got their hands in the air. Brad Green desperate to get off. He's knackered. It's been a hard-running quarter. Daniel Wells coming off, hands on heads. He is absolutely, well, he's tired.
Jones diving in on it. We will get a bounce.
Don't usually use correct English in football terms when you're describing tiredness, Wayne.
Sainsbury, hands on hips, waiting for the quarter-time siren, less than a minute away. McLean, will there be a goal? It'd be important if there's one either way. Godfrey gives the Demons a chance. In front, Robertson couldn't get it. Needs a little slip. Petrie kept his footing. Takes on the skipper, who brings him down by the shorts. Wells feeding for Rito. On to Rawlings. They dodged the bullet there. Now they've got 20 seconds and Harding's got the mark. Delivers to half forward. Thompson. Too far out. Sav one out. Sav leads. Thompson to him. Rocker's got it. And will have a kick after the quarter-time siren.
Let's have a look at the contentious tackle at the other end of the ground. The Melbourne members are absolutely filthy. Does he get it away? Oh, gee. That is a tough decision against David Neitz.
Had it for a while.
Had it for a month.
Well, how about this kick then from Rocker? It would really cap off a wonderful opening term from the Roos. If he gets it, they've got a 17-point advantage. There he is, number 12 in history in the AFL with 743 goals. Can he add to it after the siren? You bet. No, it hits the post. Falling away. It looked good. Roos fans were up. It's a behind. It's a 2-goal game.
Great quarter of footy. 6 goals kicked. Plenty of run. Plenty of tackles. But, gee, it can't keep up at that pace, Wayne. That was exhaustive just watching.
No, a quick game, but the Demons have more upside, I think.
4-3 to 2-3. Quarter time on Fox Footy Sunday. Plenty of off-the-ball action. Opening siren. And Rocker getting a little frisky with Ben Holland. Giving away a free kick. The umpires were certainly involved in that opening term. Just got to keep their heads about them.
Well, this is what made that one, you know, I guess, looking consistent, because there was a free kick at one end of the ground. That should have been a free kick as well. Would have been a Kangaroos goal, by the way.
Second term underway. Demons to the City end goal, the right of screen, trailing by 2 goals. And it's Jones roving to Jamar. Towards centre half forward, poorly directed. Lee Brown is there. Rawlings makes Harris work. Good little sidestep around Jones. Runs his full measure, keeps it low towards Corey Jones.
She's a good kick.
Now he's got some targets back there. Goes to Rocker. And Big Sav should not miss this one.
No, it was a good kick. Big Sav, you can see how he makes his lead here. Just leads back to the open side, but what Carroll does wrong is worry about the body. You can see him go backwards, thinking he was going to feel Sav, and Sav just stepped on the inside, as you do, and took an uncontested mark.
Now, the conversion. In his 100th game in a Kangaroos jumper, Sav's got his first. The Roos have got 5 to lead by 3 goals.
Well, Melbourne started the quarter well, in that they got the ball out of the centre. Nathan Jones did the right thing, cleared it away, but then gave it back. Lee Brown picks it up, gets it to Daniel Harris. Brilliant kick in, and then all of a sudden another great kick to Savaloy. So the best possible start to the Kangaroos.
Sav happy to reach the 3 figures in a Kangaroos jumper. It means his sons Matthew and Lucas can pick whether they want to play for Collingwood or the Kangaroos under the father-son rule, should they happen to be good enough in nearly 20 years' time.
And Melbourne allowing for Rito to be the loose for the Kangaroos, and I think it's Whelan, the free for Melbourne.
Perfect bounce for the ruckman. Jamar first hand to it from the ensuing scramble, likely to get another bounce.
Now, we saw last week Patrick Bowden was the loose for Richmond. He had 17 possessions in the first quarter. Sherman had 16 for Brisbane, but Richmond were in front on the scoreboard. So you allow that to happen. Therefore, the reason why I make the point, at the moment the Kangaroos are winning. I wouldn't be worried about having a loose for the D's. I'd make sure that we're manned up all over the ground if I was in the Melbourne box. So at this point in time, it's Ferrito 9 possessions. OK, Whelan's had 8. But it's the scoreboard pressure is the reason why you have to make that change.
Jamar down from McLean. Pumps it long. Robertson and Neitz will fly. 3 on 2, though. What for the Kangaroos?
Jeez, look at the numbers. They're not working hard enough, Melbourne. You just have to keep looking at the numbers around the loose ball. And Melbourne are not working anywhere near as hard as the Kangaroos.
Still no one going at Makepeace. Therefore, he can drive it inside the 50. Thompson doubles back. Boundary line looms. Good tackle by Whelan. And it's over for a boundary throw-in.
Neil Danaher said defensive chasing out of their forward line wasn't up to speed. And I think it's been contagious because through the middle of the ground we're seeing the same thing. Early days, second quarter.
Jamar straight to McLean, caught in a standing tackle by Harris. We'll do it again.
Well, that's right. Those stats that we looked at before the game said that Melbourne were the #1 tackling side in the competition, as well as 1%ers. Well, I'll have to be a lot better than that if they get up and win this game.
Well,
Harvey finding an opening. Good pressure by Bartram. And they're happy to walk it over for another throw-in.
intelligent play by Boomer Harvey. He's hung off the back of that pack. He's being tagged by Bartram at the moment. And then he went right up towards Scotty McLaren, almost used him as a block.
Long boundary throw-in. Shark by Rocker. High kick. Play on is the call. Thompson couldn't quite control it. Close to in the back, so the Kangaroo fans will get a bounce near the top of the goal square.
Well, at the moment, Jared, it's the Kangaroos 12 tackles. It's Melbourne 17, and that's been brought about because they just haven't got the ball in their hand.
They're doing the chasing at the moment.
Yep.
Lot of numbers around the ball here. Which way will it break?
Straight up, let's go in.
Kangaroos are pressing for a 4-goal lead in a match where the Demons have plenty to play for. Can't knock it out on the for the ruckman here. Rocket keeping it in. Still going nowhere.
Aaron Davies just 20 metres off the North Melbourne goal. We'll come back to that, but just have a look at Boomer Harvey there. Comes in, uses the shield of the umpire, ducks around him, and Bartram in kick again.
Harris, the centering kick for Jess Sinclair.
Aaron Davies banned.
Yep.
What I was
Exactly
going
what
to
you were
make is
saying.
they're getting the ball up forward, but there's no one coming there. Now, Aaron Davies, the tactic has worked a lot, so it's worth pursuing. But when it's not working, Davies got to get up the other end of the ground and get Jess Sinclair, a great ball getter and a ball magnet, away from the danger area.
Jess has kicked just 2 goals all season. This should be his 3rd. As good as directly in front. The Roos have stolen a 4-goal lead. And now we'll see what Melbourne are made of.
Well, tempers are starting to fly. You can see the pressure's really starting to build on Melbourne, and this is where you'll, you said not that long ago, Jared, that Melbourne is probably one of the sides here in Melbourne that could challenge for the flag if they get that top 4 position. Boy, they're not playing that way at the moment.
No,
This will tell us a lot about the Melbourne Football Club in the next 15-20 minutes.
Victoria's best team right now. We're watching them today. The Kangaroos are the informed Victorian side.
Nathan Thompson coming off for a spell. Big Hamish McIntosh straight back in the forward line. Bit of a mismatch now with Jared Rivers picking him up.
Hale and Jamar. Jones, good pickup. Out wide for another rookie in Bate who couldn't get it. And the Kangaroos are again hard at it. They're winning a free.
Well, this is crisis time now for Melbourne. They've got to get some of their senior players to get the footy in this second quarter because it's all going one way and it's towards Punt Road.
Hale, the big man,
No midfield pressure, though, Clinton.
He did it well. He adjusted magnificently. Now, McIntosh giving us the indication he might think he'll have a shot from here. It would really test him, and it was too far out, and he's mucked it up with Uze the smother. McLean. Who's going to lift for the Demons? Green. Out wide, Rivers under pressure as Ferrito got a fist on it. Rivers handball in front of Robertson. Green got in the way.
Oh, pick up.
Dumped off it. Johnston was superb. And Brown again filling the gaps nicely. Now Petrie. He can come out wide for Lower. And the 19-year-old started this year on the rookie list for the Kangaroos. Feeds Harvey. Oh, he's got a couple of loose men as well, although pops it over the head of Schwartz. Jamer, Whelan, Bate, Bruce, Melbourne, lifting here. Miller for Uze. In turn to Green. A chain of handballs ends with Ward. Good balance, picks up speed, drives through a great team goal. That should lift them.
Well, it was just good team play off half-back. And as we know, when Melbourne are playing their best footy, it's when they have that run off half-back. They come through the corridor. And what it was good decision-making. You see there a handball. He's not under too much pressure. That one there puts Green under a little bit, but smart enough to know Ward was on the outside of him. And in the end, very good running goal. Good team goal from Melbourne.
And a good decision, too. He could have gone left to Adam Uze, who would have been going wide on his left foot, and in preferred foot obviously would have had a fair chance of kicking it, but he went up the middle, cut inside and made the most of it.
Good job. Play on.
McIntosh first hand to it. McLean takes it for the Demons. Hurried clearing kick. Awkward bouncing ball for Lee Brown. Loops it over the top for Sinclair. Davey closing fast.
Great chase, Davey. But he can't get the footy. Maybe worth just bringing him off for 2 minutes and getting him to settle.
Harvey to Harding. He can use Corey Jones or go himself. He goes himself and misses.
And that goal, well, this setup, it was a point, but Brown being the loose player at that bound, that ball up, but there's a quick kick out of the middle. Kangaroos winning in that area.
Rivers to halfback for Ward. Gee, good closing speed there by Daniel Wells. Affects the spoil, sets up Harvey, goes short to the boundary line, will have a throw in. Kangaroos leading by 19 points. Their season was shot at halfway this year when they were 2-9. But they've fought their way back since then, winning 5 of their past 8. One of the losses by a point to Brisbane. Swallow, roving well, hitting the hot spot. In front rocker, spoiled by Holland. Ward runs onto it. Now the southern wing is vacant. Ward uses Whelan. Makepeace, good chase. Whelan gets the try. Play on is the call. Ward knocking it on. Miller.
Stuff. Ward is very, very weary.
McDonald now for White. Makes him stretch, the big man. Back for McDonald. It's a very labour-intensive build-up, this from the Demons. Will it break clear now? It might. McDonald to Green. He could go all the way. Runs to 50. Lines it up. Drives through. Another one. 2 in a row for the D's.
Well, it's been the searching runs through the middle, hasn't it, Wayne, that's given them a chance. It hasn't been the forwards, it's been the mids and the backs. And I mentioned Daniel Ward. He's had about 4 or 5 exhaustive runs, and in the finish, it got the end better of him.
And the thing about it is it's that type of run, though. It's opening up for the Demons now. One thing that I will say is they come off half-back, and you talked about Ward. He's been in their last 2, obviously kicking the one before that one, but it was Miller at centre-half forward, give him no options whatsoever. Now, in the end, it worked out well because they kept running the footy, but he just had to give them an option. I know he's got a couple on him at different times, but still has to work to give them an option to go to if nothing else transpires.
Great tap.
White winning it down. McIntosh together. Harvey after a clever knock-on. Sainsbury back for Harvey for the quickest of replies. into the post.
All clear. Go back in the square, man.
Well, the Kangaroos have nearly had the quick reply twice.
Yep. Great run by Boomer Harvey. Would have been a great goal.
Gee, risky, dangerous kick in by Holland, but eventually it falls Melbourne's way. Bartram
He's had a great year, Bartram.
draws wheels, feeds McDonald, goes long. Robertson had the sit. Crowd went up, couldn't hang on. Demons still a chance, pressing for 3 in a row. Uze couldn't get away from Petrie's grasp. Now Johnston couldn't use the angle into the behind post, out on the full. It's quick. A good game of footy. Kangaroos by 14 points.
Kick it now. Play on,
Sinclair, not 15. Green, oh, loose man getting towards half forward. Ferrito's going to run onto this. Just a question of accuracy. The question is answered in the affirmative. And Michael Ferrito enjoys that. What great rebound.
Well, I think they'd be pretty pleased with that one in the Kangaroos box because it looked as if that one's been fairly well practiced. Ferrito half back. He's just taken the gamble. Look, you can see there that Lee Brown was pointing, go, go. They knew he was going to be there. And he was just ahead of the pack. And a good goal, good response.
Doesn't kick a lot of goals, Michael Ferrito, hence the celebration. Just his third this year.
All right, whatever, but don't get sucked in, all right?
Fair bit of pressure on Lee Harding here to do the crumbing. North Melbourne forward line, McConnell, Thompson, Rocker and Hale.
McIntosh the hit out. Godfrey is caught, will get a bounce.
And Bate is coming off the ground as we speak because it was his man that kicked the last goal for the Kangaroos. Ferrito off half back.
Thanks, Simon.
And you just hope right now, don't you, that they don't hand you the phone.
That's right.
Throat bounce.
Here's McConnell. Straight to Whelan. Now McDonald for Green. 15th possession, long side the 50. Uze. Well, the goal scorer's unguarded. He couldn't hook it back far enough, throw him.
It's that kick that is the worst kick in footy at the moment because you're just kicking it to numbers. Now, Melbourne could have almost fluked the mark because it fell well for them, but the Kangaroos had 3 against 2.
Too much right for him.
Short boundary throw in.
And I think it got Melbourne into a lot of trouble early. And Melbourne ran through that line and kicked it over the top of the spare. They started to get goals.
It's one of those ones, Jared, where I think it's a dangerous kick if you are playing one-on-one footy. But you're right, if the Kangaroos have got loose players, it's a stupid kick, it's a dangerous kick.
Sinclair winning the free, much to the annoyance of the Melbourne fans who felt Davies' tackle was legal. Perhaps it lingered a little there on the replay as Makepeace takes it on the outer wing.
Back behind.
Jess has copped some knocks this year in a physical sense. The lead from Petrie wide. He's got it. He's 70 from home. He's got some targets in the forward 50. He hits the top to the top of the square, and Harding read it magnificently. They are looking good.
Well, the Demon forward line just not accountable at the moment. If Drew Petrie's taking a mark on the half forward line unattended, then they just haven't shuffled down hard enough and often enough to cover.
Didn't see that. Okay, I'm taking on board.
Drew's enjoying it. Lee Harding should stretch the Kangaroo lead to a game-high 26 points halfway through the second quarter. He's kicked 20 goals for the year, and he slots this one through. Roos fans making some noise.
Well, this has just been a great display of footy by the Kangaroos. They've outrun Melbourne. They've outmarked them. Tactically, their planning is working off. And a lot of it, in my view, Wayne, is that just their backs are getting forward more effectively than Melbourne's defence.
Well, the last 2 goals have come from Ferrito, who's playing across half-back. And although Harding's playing forward, the man that kicked it to him was Drew Petrie, who's playing at full-back.
Neil Danaher focused on the defensive running of his forwards at quarter time. I think Scotty Cummings, it may be another issue at halftime.
White going against McIntosh in the middle. Will they get to do it again? It's been 15 marks to 2 in favour of the Kangaroos this quarter.
Sorry.
White's got the free. Matthew Head pointed the wrong way. Hence the apology. White, target is Uze. Petrie with the spoil. He's athletic, this big man. He sends it inside the 50. Thompson and Holland are having a great duel this afternoon. Well, Thompson going for the socket. Holland did well to stop it and wins a free. Advantage will be paid. This is Carroll.
Nearly got 3 free kicks. And Ben Holland did well.
Says he's having a game this bloke.
Petrie with another intercept. And elects to go back for McIntosh. And now they'll try the rebound. They've got Schwartz on in the middle. They give it to him. And this could be a promising build-up. Harvey's working hard to half forward. Schwartz catches his eye. Couldn't kick it to him. Tried to run it to him. Watt drops the goodies. Follows it up. Paddles it to make peace. Corey Jones. Back for Shannon Watt. The fullback. Shot at goal. Bounces across the face. And he will trot to the other end of the field, but he's put the pressure on the Demons here.
Well, it's all come about from, like you said, their backs. I mean, you see there, Shannon Watt.
Yep.
He's the other one playing on the last line of defence and having a shot at goal. But now how it's worked out is Drew Petrie's actually the loose for the Kangaroos.
McLean, good kick. In space, Miller. Travis Johnston wants to get it over the top to Godfrey. Pops it up. Godfrey about to be caught. Advantage play on Sinclair. To the wing. McConnell. Towards half forward. McIntosh read it well. 19 marks to 3 for this second term. McIntosh bombs it long. They're going to get another one. It's Harding again in space. And this Demon defence is falling apart. Harding will line up the 9th goal for the Kangaroos as you see Green setting it up.
Well, that's just indicative of the way the Kangaroos are playing. They are ferocious at the ball. They're ferocious in the chase. And they're ferocious in their running out of defence, and it's setting it up. Melbourne just didn't get back hard enough. They had 3 players there, just didn't cover off.
This to take the lead beyond 5 goals.
Jeez, I hurt.
That is a big let-off. It has often been the question about Lee Harding's 6-year AFL career. Goal kicking from set shots.
It is an area that he's improved, though, Clinton, over the last 12 months, although that one wouldn't indicate such improvement.
He's just about a 50-50 proposition this year at 21 goals, 18. Inside of 7 minutes from half-time, their double Melbourne score. Although the Demons have been far from playing their best so far today.
No, as I said at quarter time, I think there's a lot of upside for the Demons in this particular game, and we've seen spurts of it in this quarter. But the Kangaroos, I mean, we've seen them a few times this year. This is probably the best I've seen them play, and they've got a couple of their key players out of the side.
Well, both their key players out are slowish, and at the moment, this has been one of the quick games we've seen.
Neitz coming out, crunch. He and Brown have collided heavily, and Neitz has won a free.
I'd like to see that on replay because it was Russian roulette from a couple of players.
Might have been him to come in. Yes, he's come in. Give it to him.
There was some force in the contact. And this was an important kick for the Melbourne captain.
What do you think, Wayne?
I wasn't actually watching the replay, Jared, to be honest with you.
Well, it was incidental contact, whatever it was just marginally high, if at all.
A steadying goal for the Demons as Neitz brings up his half-century for the season. Lee Brown disputes the call.
Well, he was attempting to spoil. We'll no doubt get another look at it, but it got him across the top of the chest.
Oh yeah, may have been a bit. Well, probably has hit him high, but probably a little bit lucky also. Look, but this is the thing that's giving the Demons problems. I know they're under fire, so they've at different stages. If you look at the sides now, it is one-on-one all over the ground. So there's definitely been a change made by Melbourne. So it is one-on-one all over the ground. And that's what I think they had to do if they're to get back in this game. They just can't allow the Kangaroos to have loose players behind the footy.
Margin is pegged back to 21 points. Hale, good work at ground level. Shoveled the handball out to institute this passage of play. Harvey working with Schwartz. Good balance by Schwartz. Penetrating kick at the back. Sainsbury, quick reply. Again. The Roos so far have the answers. Eddie Sainsbury with his first goal for the season, and it's back to 27 points.
Get you to have a look at Aaron Davey, Wayne, because it looks to me that whoever picks up Aaron Davey starts to go forward at centre bounces. At the moment, it's Swallow. And Swallow lined up across the at centre half forward as we have a look at this goal unfold. And then as soon as he saw that Aaron Davey came to him, well, then he starts running away from the footy, and it's happening again. He's going out to the sunshine.
Who wouldn't on a day like this? Scotty.
Oh, nothing too serious down here on the bench. Nathan Thompson came off. He's had his eyes checked, but he looks okay and won't be off for long. Jess Sinclair, we've seen him with the headband on. He opened up a cut last week, and it's just started bleeding underneath, so they're patching that up again.
He's one tough player, isn't he, Scott? That heavy clash with Daniel Chick out west last week. Harris initially appealing for the free. Says, look, I'll eventually take the footy. We'll get a bounce.
Another thing to keep an eye on too, keep watching out for Dean Laley, just continually rotating the forward line from bigs to smalls, and he's getting a real good result, becoming very unpredictable.
Well, that Russian roulette game with Aaron Davey might come off in the positive, although the bounce eluded bait there. It still might come off because Davey's got it now from 50 to Neitz in the square.
Well, you're right, Jared, it was, and Scotty was on the money as well. But as you said, Jared, whoever's picking up Aaron Davey, they're going forward, they're taking him out of the play, and that's exactly what happened in the end. He was out of the play, but he played the Russian roulette as Neitz goes back and kicks a much-needed goal for the Demons. But
it was Russian roulette, though, wasn't it? Because Swallow took him over into the into the southern stand, into the sun. And then at the bounce, Aaron Davey, he started going forward, and we saw that on the replay. And then what happened was he picks up the footy, and away they have the loose.
Just before he did that, I was nearly going to suggest that that's what he should do, but unfortunately you probably can't because of scoreboard pressure. But he did. He rolled the dice, and it come their way, and it ended up coming free out to him. And it was a great kick by Aaron Davey. Didn't go for the goal. Saw that David Neitz was on the fat side, not goal side of the ground, and just put it to him.
And he can't keep Jess Sinclair out of it either. He's come straight back on the field and assumed his position on the wing.
On Aaron Davey.
A number of subplots unfolding here. Harvey squeezing it wide. Can the Demons string together back-to-back goals? Ooza forcing it forward. Makepeace overruns it. Green's handball to McDonald. Dragged out of it. Bruce now. Hot in there. McLean. Good pickup. Looping handball for Godfrey. He'll take off. Drive it long. We'll give Robertson a chance. And he's got it. A spectacular leap. At full stretch. Robertson adjacent to the behind post. Plays on quickly. Kick is smothered. He'll get another go. And this time he sends it high across goal. And it's just through for a bind. The extension there from Robertson. 20 points the margin. Deep into time on. 3:51 to play before half-time. Harding on half-back. Inside 50, still heavily weighted the Roos way, 32-21. Dangerous kick. McDonald got in the way. McConnell kept his footing. Harvey giving it back. Harding again. Long to the wing. Corey Jones in front. Off hands Hale. Makepeace caught. Ward got him.
Geez, it's been a quick turnaround, hasn't it? Momentum now has swung to Melbourne. And will the Kangaroos go into defensive mode just to try and just protect their lead?
Hasn't seen him.
Jones, short. Rivers, back for Jones. They're really pressing here late in the second term. Ball inside 50. Davey couldn't quite get there. Harris, dangerous socket of space. Near the line, Robertson trying to slap it back for Miller. And it's over for a throw-in, 40 around from the Demon goal. They've got to get one more before the siren. They are pressing. White. Green. Onto the left. To the pocket. Bruce at full stretch. Couldn't hang on. Ferrito claim. Does well. Got the handball to Rawlings. To the northern side. And Harding in front of Bell. Waits. Rawlings helps out. And they'll retreat, but maintain possession with Petrie in space.
This is the defensive running. They're just jogging behind it. They've got to come up and put pressure on because it's been what has underpinned the Kangaroos' success.
Sainsbury now, 2 minutes from half-time.
He's missed a lot of footy, Russell Robinson. I'm not sure he's absolutely as fit as he needs to be coming into this last 6 weeks. He probably needs to do a fair bit of work between now and the finals.
Kangaroos giving us the indication they're happy to hear the half-time siren here. That was barely the required 15. Harvey with obviously a set play sign for his teammates. They provide a huddle at half forward. Harvey has to go back to Sinclair, and that's 15 as well.
First time I've seen the chip all day.
Yep. They're in shutdown mode. They're asking the timekeeper to sound the siren, but it's still more than a minute away. Brown, an anxious moment with the sun peeking over the top of the northern stand. Made it a tough one, but he hangs on. Back for Sinclair. Now, will it break open here? Sinclair goes to a contest, and in the end, doubling back, it's Neitz marking uncontested. Minute to go.
And Neitz is there simply because Drew Petrie charged forward to make himself an option.
Hale and McLean on a collision course. The taller Roo Ruckman got the handball away. Feeds it out from McConnell. Hale did all right there. McIntosh, Rawlings. Now they're going to find an opening. Ferrito can take off. 40 seconds to go. It'll be big if they get a late goal. Corey Jones on the lead. Good spoil by Rivers. Gee, was spotting Jones about a metre at the start too. Travis Johnston. For White. For Godfrey. Now Melbourne's turn for a final shot. But Brown is playing in front. And the big man takes off. A bounce. A long kick. But it's back to Rivers. And that should do us scoring-wise for the opening half. The Kangaroos will be content with the situation. A lead that got to as many as 27 points will nestle in at 20 at half-time.
Casey Green's going to be disappointed. He's waiting to come back onto the ground.
Wait no more, Casey. Neil Danaher, very subdued at half-time, 20 points behind.
Yeah, we can just see there are some real worrying signs for Melbourne, although I thought late in that quarter, Clinton, they did start to show signs that Melbourne are starting to take a chance. I thought they manned up. I think that's something that they're going to have to do in the second half if they're to get back in this game. But 20 points is a big head start.
The scenario is simple. If Melbourne win, they are third after round 20. If they lose, they are seventh. High stakes, and at half-time, they trail by 20 points. We'll come back and talk more about it right after this. stats. Melbourne's kick to handball ratio, you see there 192 possessions. That's made up of 96 kicks and 96 handballs. So I don't think Neil Danaher would be all that thrilled with that. The Roos 111 kicks, 77 hand passes. The clearance is being dominated 19-12. Though by the Demons.
I reckon the handball stat often reflects the amount of pressure that you're under.
Yep.
And the Demons, they have a pretty earnest chat to each other there. I think have just been under that much pressure. In fact, I reckon their intensity has been well down on what's the required level coming into the last month.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Look, the Kangaroos are on song. They're playing great footy, good pressure footy also. But I just think at times, that the Demons have given that extra handball that they haven't had to give, even when they haven't been under pressure. But that gets back to decision-making. And their decision-making, they're not as sharp as what they have been, the Demons.
Well, their defenders, Whelan 3 kicks, 12 hand passes. Carroll 2 and 9. McDonald been close, 3 and 7 by way of kicks to handball. So second half, but it's going to be an important one.
Cameron Bruce is in their forward 50, so they're going to rely upon him, I think, to be maybe that running half forward, centre half forward option. They've got Brad Miller and they've got David Neitz down there, Aaron Davey, Travis Johnson, Adam Uzo. They have thrown all their magic into the forward 50 and said to the midfielders, just get it in there and let the guns put the score on the board.
That's the key, getting it in there. And the first half, 22-34 inside 50.
James McDonald is going to be the spare. He's put his hands in the air. I'm not sure whether they want him to be a loose man or not.
Second half, live and exclusive on Fox Footy Sunday is go with an early scramble. And we'll get a second bounce in the middle.
Leroy Brown spare for the Kangaroos, and James McDonald's going to be sitting in front of Big Sav and Nathan Thompson.
Used it well, did Brown in the first half.
Just makes these takeaways so vital.
Harvey shovels out the handball, follows it up, picks it up without breaking stride, kicks deep to fall forward. Thompson's back in that forward mix for the Kangaroos to start the second half, but it's McDonald waxing with Ward. And now Whelan. And the handball craze continues. Bartram to Carroll to McDonald. Now a kick. Long to the attacking side of the southern wing. Bruce, good use of the body, but couldn't hang on to the mark. Brown caught by McLean. Sends it wide for the line, and Schwartz will happily see it over.
Daniel Ward on Harvey at the moment. Critical matchup because Harvey has been an absolute star for the Kangaroos today, and he's burnt off a couple of opponents.
Hale grappling with Jamar. He'll run onto it here. Jones, quick hands. McLean caught, got away. Bartram sends Melbourne inside 50 on the lead. Bruce, no free for the Demon fans.
Well, that one hit the hands. That's a free kick under the
Davey with the steal, the snap, and the finish. That is electrifying.
And Jared, you said they put all their guns forward. We can see here Cameron Bruce, well, probably took the body. Yeah, probably the right decision in the end. Cameron Bruce could have been stronger, but he's been involved, Bruce, and this is Aaron Davey at his absolute best. And that's why I know he hasn't had a lot of the ball. That was his fifth possession, second goal, but it's that type of pressure that he puts on. It's probably worth 10 or 15 possessions, the chases and that type of stuff that he does during a game.
Absolutely brilliant. I reckon every opposition coach, I know it's worked well for them through the year, but every opposition coach would love to see Aaron Davey at centre-half back.
Well, we're set for a big second half now. An apology from Matthew Head for the bounce of the ball. The breaks of the game about to go Melbourne's way. Jones working hard in close. Green forcing it on. McLean the pick up. Jones kept running. Davey again. The bounce is going his way. Good setup. And now 55 out. It's Brad Mill. There's Neitz at the top of the square waiting. Brown is also there for the Roos to make it a 2-on-1 against Neitz. Miller takes on the man on the mark. Closes to 45. Kick on its way. Just short.
And he got a massive ride from the Demon supporters because, like us, are right behind it and off the boot. It looked like it had the accuracy, but the distance got everyone into some trouble.
It was well done by Shannon Watt, and that just goes to show you how quick he is. He got balked on the mark, but once he hit the ground, made the fatal mistake of jumping quick enough to get back and put pressure on.
Good structure from the kick back into play. Brown split into space, had Corey Jones out wide. He gets it just in front of the boundary line, defers to Green, and now it's over for a boundary throw-in. Well, it's a case of all hands brace for impact in the Kangaroo defensive zone right now, with those Demon Stars up forward playing for plenty.
Well, they're going to have to cover off Lee Brown at defensive kick-ins, because he just marched away, and that can hurt you, given us the way how quickly they're moving the footy, the Kangaroos.
Harvey bumped, got the kick away, and Hale judged it well. Has improved enormously, hasn't missed a game this year. Harvey and Jamar. Well, Jamar covered the ground well, forced the Harvey kick, but it's effective for Thompson. Harvey kept on running, doesn't stop. Into the pocket for Rocker on the lead. And Big Sav hangs on to it.
Been a good combination, McIntosh and Hale. Both have had double-figure possessions. And they've been important. This one was pretty good snaffle from the big man.
In the twilight of his AFL career, Sav Rocker.
I reckon he's still got the best kicking action in the game. And this is going to test him, given it's a pretty tough angle. But he is picture perfect. Let's have a look at it. Too much pressure.
Across the face, or behind.
Why does that always happen?
Brad Green.
I think there's a bloke that plays for Fremantle that's got a pretty good action too. Pavlich.
We will see him next week, live and exclusive on Fox Footy Sunday. We're ready to go tomorrow. We want to spend all week out west for the build-up. Ward to the wing, Rivers. Oh, and he played on. Oh, hang on.
That's got to be 50.
Gee, it's one or the other, isn't it?
It's got to be 50 or play on.
Gee. Well, umpire said 1-1 draw. We'll go back. Ward to Bate. Good hands.
He's got plenty of run left, Bate. He's had some injuries early.
Centering ball makes Davey work against a couple. Harding to Harvey now. Can he get away, though? He cannot. Melbourne have lifted the work rate. Davey to half forward. Good kick. McLean a fraction too far out. Neats in the goal square, leads to the pocket. McLean's kick dies on its way there. Needed more. Brown with the mark.
And that's the scoreboard pressure where Melbourne players just trying to do a little bit too much.
Wells and Bell. Now Bate, the 19-year-old in the Rising Star mix. Petrie shoveling it out for Sinclair.
Better pressure from Melbourne.
Davey helping apply that pressure. Travis Johnston. Attacking side of the southern wing.
No one to
McLean.
kick to.
For Bell. Play on, not 15. Jones. Bate. Can they get someone free? This is Bell. Uze. Is he the man? To the goal square. Some holding. Kangaroo free.
Well, the Demons just had no one to kick it to. The Kangaroos have got numbers behind the ball. And every time they looked up, they had to continually give it to someone to try and have a shot. In the end, Uze, on his non-preferred side, wasn't able to do it. But they're winning more of the ball. And that's one area that Neil Danaher will be pleased with. Geez, you get the crowd here knows that Melbourne have lifted and really appreciating the effort that they're now putting in.
They sense the occasion too. Third or seventh.
Do you sense that there's just been the Kangaroos taking the foot off the accelerator with the defensive running, or is it just fatigue?
Well, Petrie's about to be mown down, but Davey couldn't drag the big man down. It's an interesting question. Have they got the legs? Green on the run from 50. What a strike!
Good running there.
And the Roos are back out to a 20-point lead.
I don't necessarily think it's the Kangaroos have dropped off in that area. I just think Melbourne have started to get more of the ball. And one thing the Kangaroos have been able to do, though, is whenever Melbourne have looked like they're coming back into this game, they've been able to answer. And Drew Petrie just shrugged off Aaron Davey. It was a great chase.
Yeah.
They just don't hear him coming. I mean, you hear about the sixth sense and having vision and all that type of stuff. He just runs down too many good players for them not to have that vision. He creeps up on them.
He's the new Michael Holden. Whispering death. 10-7-7-5. Roos by 20.
Good job. Play on.
Travis Johnston. Right spot, right time. Good kick. Neats mark. That's how you do it out of the middle.
That's it.
Hasn't been a lot of that sort of play today.
And you'd love to lead. You'd love to be a forward and lead to that for a living.
Yeah.
Because that is just bread and butter.
Having missed the last fortnight with a hamstring injury, Travis Johnston needs saying, good to have you back. He sprays the kick, however. He had 4 goals from 4 kicks last week. It's 3-2 from 6 kicks this week now.
Let's make sure we don't no highs or anything.
Stuttering
boys,
approach
no
from
worries.
Sinclair,
Keep pushing
short.
stuff, that's cool.
Rawlings, captain this week. They'll rotate it for the final 3 weeks of the season. The captaincy with
Keep 'em down.
Adam
Let's
Simpson.
let's play gentle.
Bit of manning up at this kick out because they've forced them onto one side, so it makes it much easier for a turnover.
And Melbourne have got the numbers here at the full. Whelan defers to Bell. Shepherd provided by Whelan. That's not 15. White sold the dummy to get Wells in the air. Feeds it to Jones. Jones goes long. Neeks is one out. In front. Good spoil Petrie. Ferrito under the hammer. Davey lurking. What a pickup. Number 3 for Flash. He may just save Melbourne today.
And it was a flash goal, wasn't it? Just a great pickup. Good work off half-back too, and it all came from smarter defence of that kick-in. They went man on man, forced a turnover, some smart play by Jeff White to whip the handball out. And, well, better at the fall of the ball. Nathan Jones, he was under some pressure. Wouldn't have been as good in the first half because they had the greater numbers of Kangaroos, but this time they had Flash at the drop.
And the great thing about that goal, any other player would have had pressure on him. But he runs as fast over the ball as any player in the league.
Great to watch.
He must have incredible hamstrings.
Well, he's testing them. It's 13 points again. White knocking it out. Melbourne fans want a free. Play on the call. Demons get the clearance. Kick wide. Bouncing ball. McLean got rid of Sainsbury. Uze, crowd love him. Can he reward them? You bet. Don't the faithful enjoy that? And Melbourne are surging now with 3 goals in the last 10 minutes.
And it's all centre clearance work at the present time. Ball just coming in quickly. Nathan Jones, haven't seen much of him, but he's winning the footy pretty well. He's got some work to do with disposal, but that one was fair enough, and it was well done by Brock McLean, who's been a great servant for the club again today. And on the end of it was Adam Uze, who finished incredibly well. Challenge back in the Kangaroos box.
Clearances 23-14 in Melbourne's advantage.
And they pushed Boomer Harvey, probably for a rest more than anything, up into that forward line. Clearance again from the middle.
Closest they've been since midway in the opening term, and it's Miller. Has support. Bate, the young man, goes long. Needs in a wrestle with Petrie. There's a free to Drew Petrie.
Well, I'm just not sure that was the right option for Miller. I mean, he took a good mark. He was already back. Gives it to a player under some sort of pressure, and there was just no leads from the forwards because probably weren't expecting that quick give.
Watt from half-back.
It's also a handball to a bloke on his wrong foot.
Yeah, but that's
the
the point.
come back on board.
Thompson on the wing. Good pick up by White. Quick hands Holland. Jones wrapped up by Wells. Will get a bounce.
Have one arm locking it in.
You saw Neats giving away the free earlier. He's won 7 free kicks all year, David Neats, and given away 20.
Brock McLean off, replaced by James McDonald. Rotating the midfield at the moment.
Going nowhere, another bounce.
And he'll be happy with this move. Wayne Makepeace has come on for Jess Sinclair, straight on into the action on Aaron Davey.
Yep. Always liked Troy Makepeace as a player.
Bell with Wells lurking. Quick hands to Sainsbury. Caught by McDonald.
Much
the
better
tackles.
pressure.
Yep, the tackles. The work rate lifting. Godfrey to Miller on the half volley. Good hands. Bate fired a bullet into Godfrey. Ricochet to McDonald. Neats on the lead.
In the first half, every time there was a contested ball, there was more Kangaroos players there.
Now it's Melbourne.
Right now, there's Melbourne. Even that handball from Bate, it was a bit of a lollipop. It went up in the air, but it fell for James McDonald because he forced his way into the contest, and it has actually been a fair trait right throughout this quarter.
For his fourth goal. That 27-point deficit is now just one.
Well, I'm not sure what book he read from at half-time, the Redfern, but whatever it was, it's impacted enormously on their work rate. They were bludgeoning in some respects, and I say that in the kindest possible way, if you know what I mean. They were only 10% off,
Yep.
but 10% makes a massive difference.
David Neitz kicking a nice goal there. His last kick a goal wasn't a great shot. So good to see him put that one through.
We're only halfway through this third quarter. Melbourne already piling on 4 goals to 1. Have not been in front all day. How will the Kangaroos respond to this torrent? Rawlings kicking towards half forward. Thompson's been shut out since the opening term. Spent a while on the bench in the second quarter. McDonald
And there are those numbers you're talking about, Jared.
working with Ward. Back for McDonald. Now Rivers. He's got support as well. This is Holland going to Miller.
It's also the midfield dominance. All of a sudden, the Kangaroos defenders are actually playing as defenders.
Bate goes long. Neats in a pack.
Because they're worried about David Neitz. The ball's coming into his advantage.
And now he can put Melbourne in front for the first time today.
And that was a 2-on-1. That was a 2-on-1. It was a long kick, but at least it was to his advantage. You can see Lee Brown just come into the picture there. He was playing in front of Neitz.
Scores a level.
What about the loose man? Right now, it's favouring Melbourne. They're getting the ball away from clearances.
It's the complete opposite as the first half.
Fox Footy Sunday, live and exclusive from the MCG, and will be your place to watch the best of the action right through September here on Fox Footy.
Smart player, Eddie Sainsbury. He wasn't going to take on Aaron Davey for pace.
Here's Corey Jones. Short ball, intercepted. Bartram the spoil. Godfrey for Whelan. 3 kicks now, 15 handballs for Whelan. Godfrey to the wing. Found Robertson in some space. Davey. Roos have got a lot of numbers back now. So they're running it forward. Uze to that squadron of Kangaroos. Brown for Rito to centre half back. Good vision. Makepeace. Now, he's got the centre corridor. Wants to draw Miller. Loop it over the top. Get it back. He does so, but he's drawn a couple more defenders. So he goes back to Petrie. Stuttering approach. Wild kick, haphazard. Bell marks.
Just better work right through the middle from Melbourne. Put the pressure on.
They've got numbers out here. Miller can go. Bate. Can he get it long to Neitz? Uses Green. 70 out. Neitz on the lead. Oh, he is becoming a target here.
And the people at home can't see, there was 4 Kangaroo players inside their defensive 50. David Neitz was the only forward, and Green able to hit him. And the reason for that, no pressure through the midfield. Green's got time. Neitz has got time to lead into the space. Those loose players become ineffective.
20 seconds gone.
He's kicked 4 goals, 3 from those 8 kicks today. Any score to put Melbourne in front. The skipper has 5. The Demons are on top. It's been a 5-goal-to-1 quarter. They are charging now.
Well, all of a sudden now it's a matter of how do the Kangaroos stop this incredible run, because Melbourne are playing the sort of footy that can take them all the way this year. They've got to just, if they can maintain that super pressure through the middle of the ground, they've got a forward structure that can kick a winning score in finals. But how do the Kangaroos reverse it and get back to the ascendancy they had early?
Well, it really is. It really is numbers around the footy and stoppages. And as you said, Melbourne dominating in that area around the stoppages. So it's about getting your hands on the footy first, and it's been a great turnaround from the Demons.
It was from this point on when the Eagles were overrun by, the Roos were overrun by the Eagles last week out west. Swallows sending them inside 50 and then tackling Carroll and affecting a bounce.
No chance.
Yeah, you're right. The Kangaroos very competitive last week in Perth, and Dean Laidley has said that probably didn't do the pre-season that they wanted to do, and they'll be a lot fitter next year. So good luck to the Kangaroo boys over pre-season.
That's right.
And good luck to all players this year, because I've heard that now from 3 coaches. It is going to be a very athletic pre-season.
The off-season is from about October 8 to 15, and that's just about it.
I think repetition 400s are back.
Oh. Glad you're retired, hey?
Bring back the 5-1Kers.
Here's Ward. The way you're reading this afternoon, I know that's not in for you. Godfrey, was he pushed in the back or holding the ball in the back?
One of the most frustrating things in footy. Troy Makepeace, he affected the tackle, but put the work rate in, but just didn't have the technique. And it's always difficult, because as soon as anybody feels the pressure from behind, they buckle the knees and drag you forward.
Godfrey. Makepeace claims it was touched off the boot. Umpire ignores him. McLean. Wrapped up. Will get a bounce.
Ball up, nothing silly, I'm here.
Thanks, huh?
Yeah. Melbourne 9-1 at this ground this year. The Kangaroos playing here for just the 4th time are 1-2. The Demons would be loving to be here often in September. Sainsbury for Rawlings.
Better numbers, Kangaroos.
Looping handball made Schwartz work. He couldn't get there. Ward did brilliantly. Knew he was going to get some contact. Had to get it to McDonald. He finds Bate. Demons are lifting again. Bates got Neitz on the lead. His chest right now must look about 10 metres wide to the midfielders, because they're hitting it at every chance.
Just move away. Casey.
Well, like Bate, I reckon he's got huge potential for Melbourne over the next decade. Gets himself stronger and fitter. He's got a great deal of to look forward to.
Neitz with his 5th shot at goal for the quarter. And it's across the face of goal. He's got 5 goals for this afternoon.
Well, that shot on goal come about from the Kangaroo error. I mean, they come through the midfield in the first half. They weren't making those type of errors. And all of a sudden, everything Melbourne does is turning to goal. They're making the right decisions. The Kangaroos now under enormous pressure.
Makepeace. Melbourne with 6 of the last 7 goals in the match. But it's Green on the northern wing. Kicking to half forward. Harding working.
Great kick.
And got there with a metre to spare, and that was all. Now, can these forwards get involved? Harding goes long. Rock gets rid of Carroll and hangs onto it. And should kick his 2nd.
Big turnaround, this one, in the context of the game. A miss at one end, and the big man, well, there's a double hold. Probably as good a way to deal with that as any.
Yep.
Let it go.
Yep.
Actually, that's I just noticed over the last few weeks, the umpires letting go players use their natural strength, which at different times they haven't allowed.
Can't believe it.
Well, that is staggering, isn't it? And they want to let him know about it. Carroll gave him a little bump. Got to say that's a poor miss for someone of Rocker's class. He's kicked 1 goal 3, and Chopper lets him know.
Good kick out.
Long kick back into play is a good one for Green.
Ben Holland running wide and free. Got the numbers.
Ward for Johnston. A goal the difference. Uze popping it up. Can Neitz get there? No. Wills will be in front. Oh, the bounce of the ball's going Neitz's way. The bounce of the ball is going Neitz's way. He's got 6. So at one end, Rocker misses a 2-foot putt. At the other, Neitz holes out from the bunker, and that's a big turnaround.
Well, it's a pretty good driver to put him into position because Adam Uze, he's just pointed. He could see where the space was. Daniel Wells looked as if he was going to cover in the finish, but didn't quite measure up. But in the end, he read it well, the big man. And this has been a scintillating display. It's been a great game of footy. Kangaroos not out of this. They were in a very similar situation about 4 weeks ago when they had the game almost sewn up at half-time against the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs fought back. But then the Kangaroos, they started running and finished up with the points.
Melbourne was 6-4 at half-time. They've added 6-4 in 24 minutes of this third term. They're breaking clear with another centre break. Uze to run onto it just outside the 50. Taken over for a throw-in.
Jared, do you move Drew Petrie off David Neitz? Because I thought in the first half, even though Neitz had 3 goals at half-time, I thought Drew Petrie was one of the reasons why the Kangaroos had such a good half of footy. But at the moment, he's getting absolutely slaughtered. Although, mind you, it wouldn't have mattered who played there with the pressure that the Kangaroos are putting on.
Well, Shannon Watt's got more pace. He's really quick, and at the moment, Neitz is getting them all on the lead, or most of them on the lead. So maybe it's worth a look.
McLean from 55 drives it long for a behind.
The issue is, Watt is then on Russell Robinson, now on Russell Robinson. Petrie probably doesn't go with him. So then they've got a double problem.
Makepeace with a couple of Kangaroos working hard here to get to that southern wing. Watt is one of them. Gee, the bounce again eludes the Kangaroos. And McLean runs onto it. Goes to half forward over the head of Robertson.
Good effort, Harris.
He's had a good month of footy. Happy to defer to Petrie. Gee, it was a long no-15 call. And White knocking it to Davey. He's got Robertson deep where he can go himself. Flush with 4.
Jeez, that's a good kick.
Davey and Neitz have taken ownership of this third quarter. They've conjured up 6 goals between them, and Melbourne are on their way.
What a kick. That was just a dart right into the heart of the Kangaroos from about 53 metres with a little bit of draw. To continue the golfing analogy, it was a great kick.
And no height whatsoever, just punched it.
Yeah, and it carried the goal line comfortably.
Scotty Cummings down on the boundary. You are right amongst the Demon faithful. They would be just lapping this up.
Oh, they've put the skis back on the roof rack, mate. They are firing, I tell you right now. And Aaron Davey, great concentration because he only just came back on the ground after a stint on the bench and straight back into it.
A 7-goal-1 onslaught here in the third stanza. Sinclair trying to arrest some momentum back for the Roos. McIntosh with a poor kick forward.
Yeah, poor kick because of good pressure.
Holland the intercept. Demons running. White's got a lot of space. He can drive them inside 50 again. Which option will he choose? He goes to Neitz. Couldn't take a one-hander this time. Wells, it is all hands on deck for the Roos back here. Watt to the wing. McConnell.
Got the numbers here. Should get out of conjure up a shot at goal.
Oh, Rocker with ease, the one-hander. Minute to play.
Oh, Hale on his own.
Goes to him. Holland to try and spoil.
Free kick.
Makepeace should play on. Makepeace does play on and miss, so it will come back to Hale.
Why does that come back to Hale? That's advantage.
Yep, it's an anomaly there, isn't it? You get 2 bites of the cherry. Makepeace clearly heard the whistle and played on as we see Rocker with the one-hander.
Good mark, because if that comes to ground, and that, yeah, look, that's a free kick. But here you see Makepeace play on. He has a shot at goal. The umpire brings it back. This is one rule that has to be changed.
Yeah, I agree.
If
2 licks of the ice cream.
If Makepeace decides to have a shot,
it's play on,
it's
regardless of the consequences. Well, this is a big kick. Rocker missed one a few moments ago. Final minute of the quarter. Hale directly in front. Chips it home. He gets his second. Boy, they needed that.
They did, and it all come about from Rocker's mark out here on the half-forward or wing area, where it was a 2-on-1. If the ball comes to the ground, the Demons take off with it. Terrific mark.
I reckon it also goes back to the shot into the forward 50, Jeff White cruising in. Probably didn't need to kick it to a contest. There was he was under so little pressure. The forwards just had to disperse and give him a player that could have just taken a chest mark rather than banging it into a big pack of players.
74 to 87 now. And the bounce, ensuring White gets the hit out. Harvey had a chance there. Still got time. There's some holding. Johnston's got the free. Time for Melbourne. McLean. 10 seconds. Can they get a mark inside 50? Neitz or Robertson? It's Neitz again. At 31 years of age, this is one of the best quarters David Neitz has played in a long, long time. And if he kicks the goal here, he will have kicked 4 goals, 3 for the quarter.
And well protected by Russell Robinson. You can see there. And a great decision by the umpire too, because it was David Neitz' big mitt in between Russell Robinson's.
This for an 8-goal Melbourne quarter.
Yeah.
It caps their third best third quarter ever against the Kangaroos. The skipper has got 7, 4 of them in that term, which may just have promoted Melbourne to third place.
Well, we said at half-time it'll tell us a lot about the Demons, what they do in this second half and who's going to stand up. And 2 of their superstars and their captain have done exactly that.
20 down at the half, 19 in front with a quarter to play on Fox Footy Sunday. No free for the Demon fans.
Well, that one hit the hands. That's a free kick under the...
Davey with the steal, the snap, and the finish. That is electrifying. And it certainly got the crowd involved. Davey 4, Neitz 7, Melbourne 14. They kicked 8 in that third quarter. 14-9 to 11 goals, 8. The margin is 19 points. We're always active for you on Fox Footy Sunday. And for those of you, our digital subscribers, who kept the camera on the coaches during the course of that commercial break, you would have seen 2 still animated gentlemen, Scott Cummings.
Oh, they were going absolutely crazy. And I just got word inside the Melbourne camp that at half-time, Neil Danaher has given one of the all-time great sprays. The best that he's given, apparently, in the time that this person has been at the club anyway. What I liked about him then was that after David Neitz kicked that goal, all the boys, obviously very emotional, they're getting around each other, patting each other on the back, screaming at each other. He let them soak it up for a little bit before calming them down and getting into it. Dean Laley, well, he just went absolutely nuts. Individualised, everything, poking on the chest, the whole kit and caboodle. And that was as good as I've seen from Dean Laley too. One thing, though, that we know about North Melbourne is they don't give up. Yeah. And there was a good resolve in the eye. So expect just another cracking quarter in this game. It's been a terrific game so far.
Yeah, it has indeed. Thanks for that, Scott. Let's confirm that final score for you from the Gabba and also an update from the Telstra Dome. Replays to follow on Fox Footy. If you don't want to know the scores, look away now. Clearing the decks, the centre clearances all going Melbourne's way in the third term here at the G. 29 to 19, they lead the clearances overall. What a quarter that was. 8 goals to 2. Kangaroos trail by 19 points. Final term underway. Demons to the right, Roos to the left.
Harrison McLean is a pivotal battle.
Well, they were willing there. Harrison Harding scrapping one another for the footy. We'll get another bounce with Scott McLaren.
And it's an ex-Rover that would be the architect behind, an ex-Rover for the Kangaroos that would be the architect behind the clearances for the Demons in Anthony Rock, who looks after the Demon midfield.
And would be content with what's happened so far, although it's not won yet. Harvey out wide, Sainsbury.
Interesting matchup. This bloke on that bloke.
Oh, foot race. Just give them the park between them, get everyone else out the way. Swallow. Kangaroos start promisingly. The kick intercepted by Wheeler.
What about that matchup? Wells on Davey. That is a cracker. Let's hope they're there for the whole match.
And let's hope 34 players go into one half of the ground, Jerry, and just let those two run at it.
You can guarantee that'll happen.
Hale, Rawlings. Good vision. Saw Sinclair coming. Now Hale's kept going here. Sinclair, though, chooses Rawlings. Minute chewed up in the last term. Rawlings off a couple of bounces. Go to bomb it long. That'll favour the Demon defence, you would think. Crummer's required. McDonald for Whelan. Jones, Bate. Whoops, a little bit of a slip. Opens the door. Harvey, Harding. Can he gather it? He does. Swallow. Needed support. Tumbles it to Thompson. Carroll last in line. Well done. Showed great composure as the enemy were arriving. And now Melbourne are on the counter-attack. And it's Green. Couple of bounces to the southern wing. Goes short. Good ball for Uzo.
And surely the Melbourne runner gets out there and Davies and says, get inside that forward 50. Get deep and keep Daniel Wells back and still kick two.
McLean to Neitz. Has Watt alongside of him. Johnston centering ball. Bounce important. Jones runs onto it. Bought. Play on. Got the handball to Miller. And he snaps a behind.
Well, that move has been made. Shannon Watt has gone on to David Neitz for the last quarter, but you just get the feeling that Dean Laidley has said. He's put it on Shannon Watt, said you got the big job on Neitz. This will be a big test for you, and also, obviously, Wells on Davey, but that's what I'd be doing. Saying, Davey, playing the forward line. Make Wells a back pocket, take him out of the play.
Great pressure here by Bruce on Sinclair. A hold. Free kick, Cameron Bruce. And he is hearing it from the members below us. For the chase, the pressure. There it is. He kicks to Bate. Harris lunges. Bate got the kick away. Top of the goal square. Big leap, Jamar. Waiting down Robertson across the face. Wells will scamper onto it. Can he take it out? Not yet. Davey missing to the near side.
Cameron Bruce has great play out here on centre wing. That's his first possession since half-time. Didn't touch the ball in the third quarter. That's surprising considering that the Demons dominated in that quarter. Cameron Bruce didn't touch it.
But he was playing as a target up forward, and David Neitz had a mortgage on it.
Yes.
But it's also a good sign, the fact that one of their very good players, linked players, didn't have a great quarter, yet they were so dominant.
Well, Russell Robertson the same. He couldn't get near it either. When he did, Leach took it out of his hands.
Speaking of hands, strong hands provided there by Lee Harding. 21 points adrift. Harding going very wide. Thompson didn't have a chance. But if you lead out there, the margin for error is slim. Here's McLean for Jamar.
Good effort, Jamar. A lot of players would let that bounce, but he once you do that, you're at the whim of the pointy ball. He covered it off well.
Jones. They're only 1 or 2 goals away from the knockout blow, you fancy. McLean. Will this be it? Miller on the lead. And Petrie saying, not me again.
Well, they've probably realised that Drew Petrie, playing on the last line, if he has got a strength, it is his body size. He's a smart player. We've seen him read the ball. But if he's got a weakness, it'd probably be his leg speed. And the Melbourne Football Club has worked that out. They've got him on the lead every single time.
All the talk about Brad Miller being a key forward this season. He's kicked just 1 goal for the year and is missing here. Playing game number 11 today. So the Demons spraying chances. 3 behinds in the opening 5 minutes. The Kangaroos kept scoreless in that time, but still within the realms. Long ball to the wing and a 2-on-2. Good spoil by McLean. continuing to develop into a fine player. Harris, the nice pickup, runs into Green, stands up long enough to get the tackle to McConnell, who arches the back wheel, drives it inside the 50, and great mark by Rivers, doubling back into the unknown. Quickly out for Ward and now Uze. Green. And Neitz has got it again.
Well, that's come about from a courageous mark by Rivers. Without a doubt, the most courageous mark you can take in football, backing back like that.
And he's done it often. Young man who doesn't show a lot of fear out there is David Neitz, who kicked 8 against St Kilda in round 10, lining up for 8 now. Oh, boy! The skipper's got a bag today. 8 goals for Neitz, 8 of their 15. And they're out by the better part of 5 goals.
It really has been one of the more incredible comebacks that we've seen this year. To be 20 points down at half-time and look to be struggling. Well, we have said numerous times there was so much upside for them, but one of the great things about this side is their evenness all over the ground and the whole team contributing. But it really has been a two-man show in the second half in Aaron Davey and David Neitz. And just when the Demons needed someone to stand up, their skipper's done exactly that.
They trailed by 27 points in time on of the second quarter and now lead by 28. So essentially a 9-goal turnaround as another poor bounce in the middle favours the Roos this time. Hale to Harris. Kangaroos with just 2 second-half goals. Gee, that pigeon was brave. Corey Jones being harassed by Whelan.
Still hasn't moved, the pigeon.
McDonald. Bates stands his ground. There won't be a 50 there. Although Bates, like the pigeon here, a little bit slow to get up. That's why.
Corky.
And a bad one. He's down, and here's that pigeon. Look at that.
The pigeon,
but he hasn't moved.
Showed more courage than Rivers just before.
Matthew Bate, 19-year-old out of Croydon in Melbourne's East. Demons' top draft pick a couple of years ago, was number 13 overall and has been terrific this year, and he's coming off the ground.
Let's have another look at what happens. Oh, that's just an accidental clash of the knees. Yeah. But that's the knee into the knee. How serious? Well, we won't know.
Well, sometimes it may be a little crack on the fibula, which isn't a massive problem long term, but it's a major problem short term.
Because he had 19 touches last week. He's had 19 touches today. He's providing a little bit of life for them.
He's in a lot of playing, the young man. It could just be as simple as a corky, but you suspect it's probably a bit more than that.
Yep. So McDonald's got the footy. Flood is on. There's 31 players within 50 metres of Melbourne's goal, so McDonald retreats and they maintain possession with Johnston. He'll send it out wide, and Godfrey, play on is the call. White out of a pack off a step, and it's over for a throw-in.
Well, that was the correct kick. That was the side of the ground where all the space was. We'll have another look at Bate. Now walking, which is a little bit better sign.
Play on.
Ferrito, Swallow, Rawlings. To half back at full stretch, makes peace the mark. Kangaroos yet to make any impression on the scoreboard here in the final term, and we've been playing 10 minutes. Daniel McConnell, who played a couple of games with the Eagles last year, now playing his second game in the blue and white. Down the line he goes, and Nathan Thompson, who's been shut out since the opening term, just 4 kicks for the day, kicked 2 goals in the opening term, but was injured and off the ground for a good portion of the second term, goes to Hale.
Still, it's another scalp for Ben Holland, and he's racking them up this year.
Hale goes back to Corey Jones. Wide to the outer side. Good coverage by Sainsbury.
Mine.
Now, Petrie dragging Neitz forward, so a reversal of roles there. Neat affecting the spoil. Green, that's a good tackle from Petrie. Ball is held in, though, a bounce.
Aaron Davies just run off the ground. Probably not the right timing because it's left Daniel Wells one out in the goals in the forward 50. Clint Bartram is now on the ground. He's in pursuit. He's a dangerous man to have by himself.
Super ruck work. White to McLean to centre-half back for Bartram.
That's the reverse. He's come off the bench and now he's alone.
And love watching them run down the centre corridor. Demon footy at its best, although he makes Bell wait for the handball.
You should put the moz on that.
And there's a throw. Yeah.
Back here.
Their focus this week was on moving the ball quicker as we have another look. Said Cameron Bruce, we're definitely not playing our bold attacking style over the last few weeks. Maybe we're focused a little too much on the tackling and the defensive side of things. Here's McConnell. Just getting clear, kicking long. Can they get a mark inside 50? Rocker's going to try. Holland in the way. Play on the call. Bartram. Oh, great poise and balance. Goes to Bruce. Now McClellan. Doing it seemingly with ease now, the Demons. Bruce goes long. Johnston kept it alive. Robertson, one of those will be better for the run games today. Off the side of the boot, Corey Jones the man. Demon fans did not feel that he travelled 15 metres.
Brad! Stay there, mate, yet. Play on.
Wells for Harvey.
Play on!
Halfway through this final quarter, Harvey on the bounce. It gets it to Thompson, who's got to beat several. Holland, good hands. Jones. Bartram again. Target McDonald. Wells leaps for the spoil. McDonald, like Union there, little kick to his own advantage. He runs it out for a throw in as we check with Scott Cummings.
Well, we saw Matthew Bate come off there, or carried off the ground, and they've done all the flexibility and stability tests on his right knee, copped it just below the right knee on the outside. They don't look too concerned, but the thing they do have to worry about, Jared can explain probably better, is all the bleeding that will happen now. But he's on the ice pack, and hopefully he's okay.
Thanks, Scott. Ball there to be won on the northern wing, and Carroll with some authority charging out of defence. The disposal, though, Bell couldn't do much with it. Again, they're heavily outnumbered here, the Kangaroos, giving away a free. Advantage play on. McLean getting a stack of it now. He's the game leader with 31 touches. White. Long to the hot spot. Neitz. Not quite, but Bruce will take it and seal the deal. The Demons into the top four. He's been relaxed seemingly in the box all afternoon, Neil Danaher, and he's pretty happy right now.
Well, he looks relaxed now. He didn't look too relaxed in the first half.
He wouldn't have looked relaxed at half-time.
It looks like David Neitz is now coming off for a rest.
Yep. What a performance.
He's bringing himself off. The last time that happened in a match between these two clubs, there was a week of publicity that unfolded. Won't be the similar story as he hears it from the fans below us.
Yep, standing ovation for the skipper.
Job well done. 8 goals for his return from 15 possessions and 11 marks. The margin then is 34 now, and the Demons will be third on the ladder. So it would mean if the final started today, we'd have a derby in the opening week. Good heavens. Still a couple of weeks to go, though. Bruce sending it forward. The question for Melbourne, can they stay there in the final rounds against Geelong and Adelaide, both matches on the road? Here's Petrie. Kangaroos still scoreless in this final term, but been playing 15 minutes. Carroll. Caught by Brown. Forced it on well. Harvey. Sinclair. Out wide, Rocker. 1-3 his return today. Crowd want him to have a shot from here. He is a thumping kick, but even that would test him. To the goal square, help through.
Well, Rivers has hurt himself, and hopefully it's only a minor little issue, because he is such a vital part of this side.
Yours.
McLean again. This time Godfrey on the end of it. Inside of 8 minutes to play.
There's a little concern about Rivers. At this stage it's only a little concern. He's got his hand up. He has nicked something in the knee, I think.
That's a beautiful kick.
And Bruce unselfishly centres it for Uzo, who should kick his second as we have a look at Jared Rivers.
Yeah, Jared Rivers, that's the story right now. He landed awkwardly. Let's have a look at it. Oh, no. He has...
It's at him. Right there, mate.
He has hurt something.
Well, not a good finish to the day for the Demons then, by way of injury, as Uzo extends their lead. In a match where they trailed by 27 points, they now lead by 39, but with Bate on the injured list, Jared Rivers appears to have joined it.
That might be just the story of the day with two key injuries, and we've spoken about the Melbourne clubs. We've spoken about the Melbourne clubs as we have another look.
Oh, geez, I fear the worst for this kid. He's every chance he's done a major injury.
Well, let's hope that's not the case, but might be the story of the day, as I said. We spoke about the Melbourne clubs having a chance on playing in the grand final, winning a grand final this year, and being cut down by injury, and all of a sudden the Demons look like they've got two serious ones. Let's hope not.
Indeed. We'll get a report from Scott shortly as White smashes it from the centre bounce to Miller. They could go on and win this by 8 or 9 goals. Jones. They are dominating now. Godfrey pumps it long. Kangaroos affect the spoil. Uze helped over. Boundary throwing. 29,457 the attendance this afternoon.
Seen a great game of footy. Seen an absolute beauty. There hasn't been too much chipping. There hasn't been much tempo controlling the ball. It's just been hard work, one-on-one for most of the day, and plenty of good attacking game football.
Bruce caught. Kick tumbles out of bounds. Boundary throwing. The Kangaroos will finish the season at Launceston next Saturday against Hawthorn, and then round 22 against Collingwood. As we said, Melbourne to Geelong next Saturday. They end the season at Amy Stadium against the Crows. So 2 tricky assignments in the final 2 rounds, but the destiny is in their hands. Win both, they've got double chance and guaranteed at least one final here at the MCG in September. Sinclair, caught, got the handball away, Bartram, and as Bartram overruns it, he's in the rising star mix, gentlemen, with Daniel Pearce, Andrew Rains, Heath Shaw, Mark Murphy. Jared's on the voting panel. We won't ask his thoughts, Wayne. Where do you see Clint Bartram in that mix?
Look, I think he's had a terrific year. He's right up there with him. It'll come down to 5 or 6 guys. I think this year it'll be the closest NAB Rising Star winner that we've had, without a doubt, and maybe even a draw. We saw the Brownlow, a 3-way draw in the Brownlow just a couple of years ago. We might have the same in the NAB Rising Star this year.
Here's another rising star. And Russell Robertson has denied his teammate Nathan Jones a goal.
He may have, but he did the right thing.
Robbo with his first for the day. And the margin. There's Angelo, who calls White Line Fever. All our viewers have Mohawks. Melbourne by 45 points.
It was a long bomb. No guarantee it was going to be a goal. It could have hit the post. Might have just edged in it. But when there's an element of doubt, you take the mark. And you're right about Clint Bartram. There's been a lot of lobbying, of course, publicly with various players and coaches pushing up as we see the
man who was a rising star.
Yeah, and he is testing for the cruciate ligament. And no one's going to know the full story of that injury until tomorrow when they have an MRI on it. But Clint Bartram hasn't had to have lobbying. He's played every game. He's just he's shut down a lot of really good players, and he's had an outstanding year.
Carroll giving away the free, the hold on Savrock. And Melbourne have kicked 13 of the last 15 goals here.
2-1's in front.
Rocker will try to arrest some of that slide as he winds up his second, but his miss late in the third term just stymied the Kangaroos' charge. Distance, never a problem. Sab's got his second. 7:45 now for the career, with seemingly a maximum of 2 matches to play.
Yeah, he has. Look, Sav hasn't had the best of days today. Kicked a couple of goals, as we've said, but look, he's been a great player. Collingwood, Kangaroos to play 100 games, and probably been a little bit unlucky not to have been given more games over the last couple of years. He's been in great form in the VFL, and he's earned every game he's been given. There's no doubt about that over the last couple of years. What a great career he has had, and I think we can all safely say that maybe 2 games left in the Big Sav.
Harvey out wide for Harris. That goal for the Kangaroos, their first in this final quarter. Harris to Casey Green, on the run, closing fast, terrific chase, and the Demons have been putting the pressure on in this second half, typified by that effort from Bell.
And the crowd of 29-odd thousand enjoying that just as much as they enjoy a great mark and a great goal.
Carroll pops it up to half forward. Roos getting numbers back. Robertson waiting down. Bruce to his left. Johnston as well. Goes to Cambrose. He goes to Johnston. Gee, they're an unselfish lot, aren't they? And Robbo's got a couple to finish with. You have it, no you can. And Robbo said, all right.
Well, this was just like a training drill, and players often, as we can see there, the great chase. But yeah, look, they had a bit of fun there, the Melbourne boys, as they were running in, and you do those types of drills in and on the training track. And I think just as important, one of the boys wanted to have a goal assist. And in the end, it was Travis Johnson, who you can put it down as a goal assist, which I think's just as important as the guy that kicks the goal. I'm sure Mike Sheen would disagree with me.
The applause in the background. Aaron Davey coming from the field. His day well and truly done. 3 pivotal goals in the third term. Finishes with 4 for the match. As Harding's high ball to the pocket. Bounces Sap Rocker's way. And he snaps but misses.
It's been a majorly important day, though, for Melbourne to turn it all around and just prove to themselves again how well they can play. A couple of losses in a row, one on the side on the bottom of the ladder. Dented the confidence, albeit with a couple of their better players out of the side. This is just outstanding footy. They can produce what they produced in the third term through September. You only got to get it right for 4 weeks. You can grab yourself a flag, the first for Melbourne since 1964.
Every club is having a lull at some point. Melbourne having lost 3 of their past 4. Adelaide experiencing that lull now. West Coast had that lull seemingly coming out of it. So, as you say, just peak at the right time. This flag race is as wide open as it has ever been.
Expect Melbourne to really slow it down now. The runner's been out to just about everyone they can, screaming tempo, tempo. They're just trying to run it down now.
Just on that, though, Scotty, one of the biggest issues is going to be the knee of Jared Rivers. Has there been any further updates?
No, he's just going through all the tests, all the movements again, and he was touching the outside, or that little ligament, Jared, behind your knee, that you can, a really hard one, and trying to get all the twists going as well. So you can tell me.
Well, they're testing for the cruciates. That's the major concern.
Jamo has been flying all day. The moment he catches one, it's after a whistle for a push and a free to the Kangaroos.
Let's have another look. Hand on the back, which is allowable if it's one motion. If it's 2 motions, and that's how the umpire ruled it, then it's illegal.
The percentage a factor as well for these teams jockeying for the double chance berth. Melbourne's percentage of 112.1 coming in will rise a point or 2. And they're very close to St Kilda and Collingwood by way of the percentage. So this has certainly been a very good afternoon for them. when it appeared in time onto the second term, 27 points down, that it could have been a disastrous afternoon.
Well, in the first half, they really were playing like a side that was under all the pressure. The Kangaroos were playing like a side that was under none and playing free-flowing football, but what a remarkable turnaround it has been.
Hale just stabs at that one and misses everything.
How much do you think that the fatigue aspect of how hard the Kangaroos worked in the first half impacted on this? Melbourne clearly took their level up 300%.
I don't think you drop off that much after half-time, and they've come out fairly fresh. I think it's just been a case of Melbourne showing that they're a class outfit and decided to play.
This is good signs too, Nathan Carroll. When he's really playing at his best this season, he's been stopping and he's been attacking.
He played 17 games in 3 years, Nathan Carroll. Now he's suddenly played 20 in a row this year and well and truly cemented his spot as Sinclair kicks to the wing. Inside of 90 seconds to go, Carroll again there. He's had 19 touches. McDonald's had 27. Holland's done his bit down back. And they're happy to wind the clock down, as Scott suggested, with Jones marking defensive side of the wing. On the logo, it's Carroll again. Melbourne will make it 6 from their last 7 against the Kangaroos.
Let's go, play on!
And take third spot on the AFL ladder with 2 rounds to go. High stakes were on offer today, and after a slow start, they've answered the call. None better than their captain, who kicked 8 goals for. David Neitz rocketing to 56 goals for the season.
I think Brad Miller's game has been a plus for them as well. Big possessions for Brad, 20 possessions.
Can they finish with one final glorious moment? They'd love Godfrey to get a goal, and he does. Great way to finish it off. The lead, half a century.
Who would have thought it won at half-time? Well, you did.
Well, look, there was always they were always going to come out and perform better than they did in the second half, but I don't think anyone could have predicted they would have done this. There's no doubt that we all knew, and I think anyone watching would have thought that the Demons would come out and improve on their first half, but boy, what an improvement. And look, as a negative, the Kangaroos, they have really dropped away. What was a positive in the first half for them has really turned into a real negative day, because they have dropped right away. And I know they come in with a lot of experience out of their side, but you just don't expect this type of drop away from a side that plays that type of footy in the first half.
27 points down before half-time. They win it by 50. All smiles for the Melbourne fans. The season may have swung on a half of football, and the skipper was a great leader amongst it. Song, and they love this man, Flash, with Scotty.
How can you not love him? Aaron, probably a good half of footy is the best way to sum it up.
Yeah, well, we was playing a bit into Kangaroos' hands in the first half and just bombing away, and they were just zoning back into space, and had a good chat at half-time and just thought come out to be a bit more smarter and turn the game on and take them on, and we ended up doing it, and our third quarter was sensational.
Just on that chat at half-time, Whisper has it was one of the all-time great sprays.
Yeah, it actually was. It got nearly drowned in there. I should have got a go because I was sitting right at the front and just got a bit of spit flying here and there at me. So, no, it was good. The boys needed it, I think, because we were just playing ordinary footy first half. And, yeah, done us the world of good. We come out and had a good victory, and third of the ladder now, so it's good.
Mate, it seemed that during that third quarter, yourself and the skipper, Big David Neitz, just turned it on. It was a great quarter for both of you two.
Yeah, I was I think the back line and the midfield started to work harder and move the ball quicker, and it gave us opportunities up forward, and we were lucky enough to kick a few goals.
Mate, one thing we all love seeing, you playing on Daniel Wells, one of your best mates, special.
Yeah, no, it's actually funny, but yeah, we just had a bit of chat, but nothing too serious, just worry about our games, but it's good playing on him and Eddie here and there, and yeah, but yeah, it was good taking 4 points. So.
No, you're a treat to watch. Good luck for the good stuff coming up.
Well done, Scott. Thank you. So exciting. Aaron Davey and backing up that the Reverend had a little bit to say there at half-time.
Oh, no doubt about that. And you never sit at the front row when you're 20 points behind. There's a good lesson for you, Aaron. But I think one of the good signs, we saw some footage while Aaron was talking, and it was of Jared Rivers.
Yeah,
and he had a smile on his face, and he was joking and he was laughing. That says to me, not all that serious at the...
Well, I reckon anybody that's supporting football would hope and pray you're right, because he's too good a player to be knocked out of a premiership race by a crook knee like that.
Final score at the MCG, Melbourne win it by 50. 20-12, 132 to the Roos, 12-10, 82. A lot to talk about when we return on Fox Footy Sunday.